All right, hello everybody and welcome to this reading. To start the reading off, we have this lovely note here which will give us a general idea of what we're going to be speaking about today. So the note goes, I'm very defensive because I'm unsure that I have all the necessary information to make a decision. So this could obviously pertain to a romantic, financial, family situation, but in order to reach more of a sound understanding of the situation, I'm going to be using my Oracle deck to transmit this message to the collective that resonates with the said message. So we're going to be using the archetype deck to, receive a bit more clarity on what this is. So universe, I'm very defensive because I'm unsure that I have all the necessary information to make a decision. Please let me know what this is about. Give me more clarity on this general message. Let's shuffle a few cards. As you can see here, we already have two different cards. So we have Father. Father is reversed, and we have Trickster reversed. All right. So right off the bat, I'm getting that this definitely might obviously be pertaining to a family situation, but the Father card reversed could also relate to a father wound that's not been kempt, that's not been dealt with. So if we look at the shadow attributes, we have dictatorial control, abuse of authority, light attributes, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. We also have the Trickster card right here. So the Trickster card, its shadow attributes are manipulating others through duplicity. So though the Trickster does talk about other people, I feel like this is actually more about the person watching. I feel like there is a lack of discipline going on in your life at the moment. To the general collective that I am reading for, I feel like you are procrastinating a decision and you are actively controlling yourself. You're actively restricting yourself from making a decision that you know could be beneficial to you. And I think that right now you are almost manipulating yourself into something that you don't feel is authentically yourself, a position that you don't feel is actually yourself. You could also be sending out, at the very moment, mixed signals to somebody. You can be sending out maybe like, maybe not mixed signals could definitely be applied to certain people for the collective, but I definitely feel that there's this sort of, maybe not mixed signals, maybe like, this is somebody else. This is definitely about somebody else. I think that the mixed signals, not even mixed signals, just confusing signals. And there is a difference between that. It feels like a certain uncertain signals, signals that expose a certain level of uncertainty in regards to a certain situation. And I definitely feel that this pertains to a specific person that is on your mind. And this is probably yourself here. I'm very defensive because I'm unsure that I have all the necessary information to make a decision. So I think that I'm being called to understand and to sort of like reveal what this necessary information is in order to aid you in your decision. Because collective, I actually don't feel that you're doing this. You're doing this from a space of rationality. You're not doing this from a space of ill intent, but I do feel that you are currently showing that you are uncertain about somebody or something, but I'm pretty sure it's about somebody. So we use the archetype cards. I'm going to be getting a little bit more information with the tarot. So these tarot cards sometimes are a little bit nudity forward, so I might have to shuffle them on the side here and hide some of the tarot cards before exposing them to people. But please help me clarify. I'm defensive because I'm unsure that I have all the necessary information to make a decision. Let's see here what's going on. All right, I'm going to shuffle. The Hermit is out and there is no nudity. Huzzah. Queen of Coins is out. There is nudity, so I'm going to have to hide that, conceal that. Okay, a few cards are out, but I only take one card, not two cards at once. Okay, I'm going to continue shuffling the card. We already have the Hermit. I think the Hermit is definitely telling for your energy. I think we're still actually in your energy. We're still in your energy. I think the two cards that just came out are your energy. I want to see what this other person is like sort of like doing energetically. I'm also going to be hiding the card. So this is the Queen of Coins. Her boobs are exposed. And this is the Hermit. The Hermit came reversed. So now this is the other person's energy here. I want to read for... No, this is your energy here. I want to read for the other person. I don't know if y'all see this. Hold on. I'm going to center it so that you guys can actually visibly assess what's going on. I feel like this is situational. I still feel like this is you. I'm trying to tap into the other person's energy. And also it connects you to. So what is the other person's energy on the end, on the receiving end of this uncertain energy? How is this person feeling? What is this person perceiving? I'm also going to go with the archetype cards to see what this other person might be feeling. Resistance. I can already tell that there's a little bit of resistance on the other person's end. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups and the Two of Coins for this person. I'm going to continue to pick. So we're going to put this person here. And I'm going to be looking forward to this. So as you can see, Three of Cups is marked as gentleness and it's reversed position. Okay, we have another card for this person. The other card is the Moon. Wow, beautiful energy. We have another card that came out, the Hangman. Okay, I'll keep it in mind. And other side of the deck, we have the King of Swords. First of all, I already can sense that there's a little bit of mirroring going on. You guys are reflecting. You guys are sort of like mutually following each other's behaviors. If somebody does something, the other person is automatically going to do the same thing. Almost like you guys are trying to one-up each other in the ways you show up in your general lives, and also just in your in the connection itself. I'm seeing Three of Cups, I'm seeing Two of Coins, I'm seeing the Moon. I think it's really beautiful here. I think this is not bad energy here. I don't think the other person harbors any bad energy towards you. I feel like this person is very mysterious. Your sort of uncertainty is not unwarranted. I think that this person is very mysterious. This person has a lot of secrets. This person keeps a lot of things to themselves. And I think that this person doesn't really want, no, not that they don't want to, but I feel like they don't necessarily feel like they have, they're not comfortable in exposing themselves. And I think that this is almost a sort of like tangible manifestation here of hyper independence. I feel like they're afraid of causing a codependency cycle by oversharing to this connection, by overgiving in this connection, but not by overgiving in any way. I mean more by overgiving verbally, by communicating too much. I feel like this person is afraid of commencing a cycle of codependency, because I feel like maybe in the past, this person was a little bit more of an open book when it came to romance or love. And I think that oversharing caused them to be used. I'm sensing this. I'm also sensing this with trickster, right? That could also be reflective of that. I feel like maybe they were tricked in love in the past. They overshared to a person that they shouldn't have necessarily shared information to, because at the end, they proved themselves to be unreliable. So I feel like this is a sort of energy that I'm catching up on. I'm catching up on a lot of horses. So as y'all can see here with the Moon, we have the horse lying next to Mr. Moon. And we also have a little Pegasus here, okay? Horses are incredible. Horses are wild. These are wild horses. Horses are free. Horses really definitely talk about freedom, and I think that this person is having a really hard time balancing their freedom, okay? I'm already getting a channeled message here that this person has a really hard time feeling free in the different aspects of their lives. I feel like they have a lot of responsibilities at the moment. They have a lot of things they have to tend to. They have a lot of things that they have to give their full attention to. They feel very bound to these things, right? So we have Two of Coins here. We have Three of Cups here. I feel like there's definitely this sort of energy of I feel like bound to certain things, bound to certain responsibilities. And I feel like you are channeling the same energy with the Queen of Coins here. I feel like you are mirroring to this person an energy of boundness as well. But I feel like you are softer with your boundness. I feel like you're more tactful with your boundness. I feel like you show a certain level of elegance when it comes to your boundness, a level of class, actually. I feel like in comparison with you, I feel like this person perceives themselves as very messy because you're coming out as the Queen of Coins, and the Queen of Coins is a very grounded energy, obviously a very feminine energy as well, an energy that is very patient when it comes to receiving, because the energy is that they know that they are eventually going to receive, and that working towards it, working towards receiving, isn't going to be beneficial to them. So in response to that, they're very on with their responsibilities. They're very focused and sort of like honed in on their responsibilities and sort of, reaching harmony in other spheres of their life, especially in a romantic reading. Whenever I get the Queen of Coins, usually I channel the message that there's a certain focus on career, on finances, on family, things that are more stable and things that are less dangerous, in quotation marks, dangerous. I feel like there isn't necessarily danger. You're not sensing danger in the situation because you are embodying the Queen of Coins. But I think that in a way, there's a certain level of comfort that you seek in your affairs, in your more tangible financial affairs, that this situation does not offer for you. And I feel like this level of focus on your affairs can really definitely come across as defensive to the other person. And I think that this person is mirroring that energy. I really feel like they're mirroring that energy. They're not particularly doing it because they want to do it. I feel like they sort of feel an obligation to be in this energy at the moment. With the King of Swords here reversed, I don't think that this person is intentionally being wishy-washy or intentionally being mixed signal. I feel like the situation calls for it. I feel like they need to sort of restrict themselves. It's really interesting because I feel very similar energies on both ends, but I feel like they come from different spaces, right? I feel like yours is a little bit more self-contained, but also grounded in self, whereas the other person's is more circumstantial. It relates more to outside perspectives, outside things that are happening in their lives. Two of Coins and Three of Cups. We have a succession here. With the Two of Coins, we have change. I think change is a really interesting card here. I don't usually channel the change word as much as I am in this deck here, but it's really, really interesting to me that there is change. So yeah, this person is not comfortable in the energy that they are currently projecting onto this connection, and they really want to change it, right? I feel like right now they do feel like they're juggling a lot of things, but they feel that they're done juggling the things in the way that they've been doing it. And I feel like they're sort of attempting to reach a certain level of balance, but they're realizing that in order to do that, they have to reach harmony, and it takes two to tango, right? So I feel like a certain aspect of harmony is being sought out within this connection from this other person. I think that this person might be afraid of unleashing any demons that you might have. Actually, this person might see you as a high-risk person. This person might see you as being very intense, very expressive, very volatile, even at times. And I feel like this person is sort of like acting with trepidation vis-a-vis like contributing and pouring into this connection. That isn't to say, however, that they don't like the connection, right? That really isn't to say that. And I do feel like they want harmony in this connection. We have a lot of snakes in their deck as well. Snakes are predators, and I'm not calling this person a predator at all, don't get me wrong, but they are strategic and they're very, very patient, usually. They're also very cold, they're ruthless. I feel like this person is coming at this energy with a certain level of rationality, which is good. I think they're grounding themselves in their mind in this connection, because I feel like there are a lot of wounds, a lot of emotional wounds here, especially with the King of Swords reversed. There's a masculine wound here, and also with the oversharing. I really sense the oversharing here. I'm gonna get an archetype card for the change. I want to see what they're gonna change into. What is this person gonna change into? Maybe like their priorities are changing as well. So before they had other priorities, but now they're sort of like shifting those priorities because they're realizing that what they're honing in on isn't actually garnering any happiness for them. Storyteller, that's actually such a beautiful card to receive, because I'm checking something. Yeah, that's what I thought. They're gonna open up. I think they're actually going to be able to open their mouths and actually speak to you. They're going to reveal, they're going to be more transparent about it. They're going to be more open about different aspects of their lives. They're going to want to, actually, maybe also even in a lighthearted way, they're going to come to you in a more lighthearted way. They're not necessarily going to immediately start telling you about their personal and deep, dark secrets, but they're definitely going to start somewhere. And they're going to start by being a little bit more open with communication with you. I think that with gentleness, reversed, it might be a little bit abrupt. It might be a little bit intense. The way they show up might be a little bit like, whoa, sporadic and spontaneous, but I think that it's definitely going to be something that you will be able to receive here, because I feel like with the King of Swords, I just feel like there is a certain level of curiosity, a certain level of intrigue, even a certain level of intellectual wondering of what this person has to offer. Because I feel like this isn't an energy that you've tapped in on a lot. I feel like in the past few days I'm getting, but also even in the past few months, you've been forced to be alone. I think that a lot of situations in your life have been forcing you to recoup and to be recluse and to sort of like isolate yourself from other people, not from a space of sadness or a space of protection, but from a space of, well, this is circumstantially what is happening. Which is odd, because I said that the other person was acting on circumstances and you were acting more on your own self-groundedness. But I feel like a lot of the situations in your life right now are forcing you to be grounded, are forcing you to rely on yourself more than others. And I think that this situation specifically is no exception to that rule, that new rule in your life. I feel like this person is seeing that you're being a little bit more reserved, and they're gonna act upon that. They're gonna try to get you out of your shell. Maybe this person even perceives you a little bit as a challenge, is what I'm sensing here. A little bit like a petal, like a flower that won't just open if the sun comes out. You need to water it. You need to even give it the sun. You need to bring it the sun, is what I'm sensing, right? You need to shower it, is kind of like the message that I'm getting here. The Three of Cups, what an interesting, I feel like I'm missing things with the Three of Cups. This is a new deck for me, so I don't remember like the initial image of it. I'm gonna go see what it's all about. The Three of Cups. I remember the Three of Cups. I know three. Oh, the Three of Cups. Yes, the Three of Cups, absolutely. So there's that element of gentleness here, but I feel like there's also this social. Oh, I know what this is. So the social, okay, this person, wow, this is coming in really strongly here. This person, oh my God, I got it. This person here, okay, I think they've been really heavily relying on external circumstances to get to you, to try to reach this level of communication with you. But I think that they're realizing that their expectations are very not ambiguous, they're very unrealistic, because I feel like they're sort of starting to realize that if I constantly rely on external perspectives and on external situations to get to this person won't budge, right? If I want something, I need to go after it, right? So I feel like this realization is closing up a father wound. It's closing up an expectation that somebody else is going to be at their mercy despite them not giving even the bare minimum to a situation. So I feel like slowly but surely, they're gonna wanna communicate with you. They're not gonna rely on social situations anymore to get to you. So this might be a person you know in the context of a group, in the context of a workplace, in the context of, oh, I go get coffee at this place and I see this person there and I don't really say hi to him, but my coworkers are really they're buddies, you know? My coworker and this person. Okay, they're actually gonna start initiating conversation. And I feel like they're even gonna try to get you alone, to catch you at moments where you are not with anybody else. Because here we have the 2, we have the 3, we don't have the 1. The 1 is also telling. It's also a sign of independence. The number 1, it's a sign of change, but it's also independence, right? 1 core meaning is 1. You're alone, right? So I feel like you're gonna sort of like catch this person actually trying to make a conversation with you when you are either in a group setting where you are not next to, like, where this person's there, but like you're sort of like apart, so they come to you and they start speaking to you, or they're actually going to start to really catch you when you're alone and really start speaking to you when you're alone is kind of what I'm understanding. I'm also understanding that this person wants to crack your calluses, wants to crack your emotional calluses, because I feel like they sense that you are very protected, because you protect yourself a lot, and your energy might not even be, oh, I'm protecting myself from you, okay? I think it might be a little bit, but it's not even just them. It's like just a general energy that you have at the very moment. But I think that that's crazy. I really think that they're sensing that, oh, this person is protecting themselves from me, right? Not necessarily, but there is a little bit of that energy overall, though I am seeing that, right? I think that this person is gonna come at it in a very lighthearted way, and I feel like they're gonna they want to reach a certain level of consistency and stability before being serious, before anything serious. Okay, that's what I'm sensing. So do we have any advice for the collective here? Let's use my oracle cards here. Do we have any advice for you guys? What can you guys do in this situation? What can my collective do in this situation? Universe, please tell me. Right, what can the collective do here in this situation? Oh, words of abundance. I love words of abundance. I love this card. Oh, visualize abundance. Okay, this is definitely giving me a very clear message here. I think that, okay, continue to express yourself in the way that you're expressing yourself is sort of what I'm giving. Be expressive. Don't hold yourself back. I feel like there's a certain level of holding yourself back here in this situation. Do not hold yourself back. I do think it's interesting. I think it's important to give space to this person in order for them to make the first move. But whenever that person actually does make the first move, don't be cold. Don't be defensive. I think that the very defensive energy, yeah, it's hyperbolic. I also think it's a bit unhealthy because it's sort of a manifestation of how can I say, of hyper independence. I feel like there's a certain aspect, your words are very, very enticing. The way you express yourself is very, very attractive. And just your overall goals and ambitions are very attractive as well. So I think that you really do need to continue to go seek your goals. And when this person comes, you can like fully accept them and actually start speaking to them, not in a cold way, in the way you normally would. Because I do feel, sorry, like I'm talking to a really expressive group of people here. Words of abundance and visualize abundance in all forms. So interesting that we have 2 times abundance. So there is abundance that's coming in this connection. I think there is a certain level of patience that is required, but there is abundance in this connection. I think that manifestation would be very useful in this connection, right? So how do you want to feel in this connection? Think about that. How do you want to feel in this connection? How do you even want to communicate in this connection? What is your ideal form of communication here? And I think that this activity will really help you reach a certain level of it'll manifest it. It'll physically manifest it is what I'm sensing. So yeah, be positive towards yourself. Yeah, be positive. Look at the positive things, because I do think that there are some positive things. There is a past cycle that's not being repeated here in this connection. I would explain that, but I feel like you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, that's what I see. All right, thank you guys. Goodbye.